just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides.
I rise, I rise, I rise, I rise. For Maya Angelou. The whole poem spoke so much to all of the moments of the last year and beyond that. Just this idea of like, no matter what, you just got to get back up.
Right, the strength we need to go on.
Yeah.
We came to it like we come to all of our messages, which is through 400 texts all year long, lots of arguing, telling each other no.
Sometimes there's crying because something's so beautiful. Sometimes there's like crying for outside reasons. But I think we just have to be outside and with each other and with people to really like feel what it is that we should be saying.
There is a little bit of a consideration like, okay, what's the moment?
Yeah.
What is it? What do we need this moment? What do we think people need in this moment?
Brooklyn High Art Machine is a socially engaged public art project that Mildred and I founded back in 2010. Essentially, we decided after years of friendship and art making together and hanging out with our kids that we would take that practice outside onto the sidewalk of the block that we live on. It's really just a way to get people engaged with each other, talking and interacting and being together. When we have to talk about our community, we mean the block. And the block is...
It's a pretty long block.
It's a very long block. It's lots of characters, lots of supporting cast members as well. The people you know even when you don't really know them. These are the people that you're going to see as you're coming and going. These are the people that you're actually living your life with.
It's literally the people that I would count on if I was out in the street, like I would want, the people who are there to help me in some way, and I would do the same. So I think really the importance of community is survival. Whether it's just saying hello or helping someone carry a bag or giving someone $1, like whatever it is, I just think it's always been super important to me. And that sort of evolved into what the Brooklyn High Art Machine is now.
The thing I was most excited about with the Civic Practice Partnership residency was actually getting to know the other artists in residence.
The other thing that was exciting, was the money, and the money that could let us, continue the project that we've been doing for a very, very long time, but then also think about something a little more ambitious, like this documentation project that we started.
What we've been doing the last 15, almost 16 years is listening to stories and telling stories and finding out how much we have in common, whether it's people we know or experiences that we've had or that place that people used to go to that doesn't exist anymore.
And I think it really evolved from our practice of just being on the street with people. That's the one thing that we can count on, is that people will stop to talk to us. And so we wanted to, formalize that a little bit by actually collecting the stories. And, it is about people's individual stories, but I think it also becomes about our collective story together, living on the block for so many years. So the project is called Before It's Gone, Archive to Survive. When people look at a neighborhood like ours that is deep in the throes of gentrification and has been for a long time, it's often data-driven. And we wanted to create a document that is more warm, more human, and more personal accounts, not just of sad times of what we're losing, but the joy of what we had and have still, and the things that we can still build together. So we've organized a panel for our culminating event with 3 of our neighbors, 3 people who live on our block, each of which have their own projects which we feel contribute to documenting the life of our block, the life of our community, and Black communities in general.
For this evening, we've invited Pat Nurse, who is a writer and also costume designer, who's known for her Kitty Carnival award-winning Kitty Carnival costumes, and also known as a beloved educator at Medgar Evers College.
I teach the children how to do costumes. I do the simplest form for them. In Brooklyn for 9 years, we made first, second, or third in the West Indian Day Parade costume. So this is a section of the band. We were playing clouds. So this is my creative way of creating the sky, the blue sky and the clouds for the children in the band. As they would make their costume, I teach them how to put it together. At the time I worked in my apartment. So they understood when they come in there, they have to be friends, they have to work with each other. So that's my story, ladies and gentlemen.
Next will be Julia O'Farrell, who is a documentary filmmaker and artist who has this really great series called T-Shirt Tales.
Storytelling is very important. I call myself a T-shirt reader. I'm interested in the reasons behind why people wear or create T-shirts. A lot of times I look at the messages that are on there, and to get a chance, as an African American, to tell our story is extremely important.
The last person whose work we'll look at is Greg Mann, who is also a documentary filmmaker, musician, theater artist, style guru.
As the demographics of our neighborhoods change, and specifically the neighborhoods that was once classified as ghettos that are now being gentrified and being occupied by others, it changes something. Because there is something to group struggle and group hard times that creates the blues, or it creates jazz, or it creates Basquiat. I do believe that the community being gentrified, it's going to affect somehow the art that's coming from the neighborhoods. Some level of culture, it gets lost somehow.
So we want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. If you live on Lincoln Place, raise your hand. Thank you, neighbors, for showing up. We wanted not just to talk about our project, but also to bring our neighbors along with us and to be able to highlight some of the projects that they're doing. So it's also another way, right, to sort of keep building community and to share the resources that we've been able to get through this residency with others as well, and sort of keep that in community as a way to build community.
We really wanted our neighbors' words and their stories to exist the way that they tell them. That's something that was really important to us. There's something really wholesome about it, something really nurturing about it.
It evolved from sort of, again, that practice of the Brooklyn High Art Machine, sort of providing a slightly different way for us to be together